Hi everyone, and welcome to Two-Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best two-player board games for you. In today's video, we have Twilight Imperium, 4th edition by Fantasy Flight Games. In Twilight Imperium, you'll be playing as one of the many factions that is vying for galactic domination. You can do this by showing military prowess, political maneuvering, or by economic trading. But with how many factions do you want to play this game to keep it interesting? Let's find out! Twilight Imperium is a game for 3 to 6 players. Now I hear you saying, Megan, this is a 2-player channel. Why is this game on here? Well, somebody has made a 2-player variant, a fan-made 2-player variant, which we have played, and it's a lot of fun. It's called the Hive Wars, so if you want to play it with 2 of you, look up those rules and see if you like that. So that's why it's on the channel. Also because it's just a good game and I wanted to review it. It is a game, the game takes about 4 to 8 hours, the box says apparently. Our sessions usually last about 10 hours of active gameplay, so usually about 12 hours of being together because you need food, sustenance, breaks, stuff like that. So a 4.33 on Board Game Geek for complexity, so it is quite a tough, complex game. But that is mainly because of the length of the game. And it is quite a high luck game. Combat is done with dice rolls. Now you can, upgrade your ships and stuff like that to have better ships, but it's still dice rolls. What planets are around you can also be quite vital. So if things don't go your way, or as well as the victory points cards, if they don't go your way, it makes it a lot harder. This is what the board can look like at the start of a 3-player game of Twilight Imperium, as the 2-player setup is different and it is a fan-made setup. I will not be showing it in this video. But for a 3-player setup, you have this. You have the opposite player and their stuff. You have this side's player with their tokens, all of their minis, everything they need, including all of their technologies, and their tokens. As well as at the top here, you have the strategy cards, the victory points, the action cards, and the secret objectives. Every game round has 4 phases, and the first phase is the strategy phase, in which the speaker, which is the starting player, chooses one of the strategy cards. Now there are 8 different strategy cards that all do something else. You choose one of the strategy cards for you to be able to play that round. Now, only the person who chooses the strategy card can use the primary ability, but everybody else can use the secondary ability. Next comes the action phase, in which you do most of the player actions. This includes moving ships and characters, as well as claiming new planets, producing new units, resolving combat, and using strategy cards. You can always opt in on somebody else's strategy card with the secondary ability by paying a strategy token from your board. Next is the status phase, in which you first score objectives in initiative order, and you can score 1 public objective and 1 secret objective if you have one per round. Then you reveal the next public objective for everyone to see, so they know what to aim for. You draw action cards. Every player draws 1 action card, unless specified by a technology. You remove your command tokens from the board, and you gain and redistribute your command tokens. So you always get 2 command tokens from your reinforcement, and you can redistribute the command tokens on your board as you wish. And then you ready all your exhausted cards which you used, repair your units, and return the strategy cards back to the pile. Then, if Mechatol Rex has been taken, comes the agenda phase, in which you actually start with politics, and certain laws or other motions can come into consideration and the players vote for them. You win this game once you have 10 victory points that can be won by scoring public objectives or secret objectives. Due to the complexity of this game, this is the explanation I'm going to give you for this video. Because it is such a complex game, I will put a link in the description for a very good video that we send to everybody we want to play Twilight Imperium with a very good video to help out with explanations. Teaching Twilight Imperium to new players is quite hard. It's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes before you can get started with new players, just to explain everything, explain all the options, everything there is to do, especially if you're also going to add the expansion, which is very good. It is not a simple game to teach, as the complexity would indicate. I would recommend Twilight Imperium to people who are looking for a long, I'm gonna put emphasis on long, game full of intrigue, backstabbing, collaboration, secret deals, open deals. It's basically a constantly evolving game of who are your allies, who are you attacking, what are you doing, what are other people doing, and that puzzle of how do I think is the best way to win. Now, one thing is you need to be in the mindset of whatever happens in the game is happening in the game, because you are going to be attacking your friends, and you need to make sure that they are not taking that personally, because if you start to take that personally, then this is not a good game for you. We really like Twilight Imperium. It doesn't come to the table often due to its length and the amount of energy it takes to organize one of these days and finding the people. But in general, it's a really nice game. We like the intrigue it brings, the diverse things that can happen. You don't know at the start of a Twilight Imperium game where that game is gonna go, what's gonna happen. One person can sort of have the idea, okay, I'm gonna really go for it in combat and then eventually win through diplomatic issues. It's really so diverse and intriguing, and the secret deal making's fun, that we just really like the game. We've tried Twilight Imperium at a lot of different player counts by now. One of the main things is that, of course, with more players, it takes longer. Now, besides that, there are a few differences between sort of playing with 4 or less players and playing with 5 or more, basically. With 4 or less, you draw 2 of the strategy cards each, and 5+, you only draw 1. So if you play with 4 and there are 8 strategy cards and you get 2 each, that means that every strategy card is chosen in that every round, which makes it easier and more predictable, but to us makes it less interesting, because we like the intrigue of, oh, they're probably going for that, so I'm going to go for this because I need this more, but I'm going to hope they go for that. Stuff like that just keeps the game a bit more interesting to us. Now, when it comes to the sort of max amount of people this game is for, we have played it with 6, we haven't played with 7 or 8, though that is possible with the expansion. That, for us, would take too long. A 6-player game already takes quite a long time, so a 6-player game probably already takes about 12 hours. We don't necessarily feel like we need to find out how long a 7 or an 8-player game is going to take. But if that is something that you like, absolutely go for it. For us, the ideal number is about 5, because then you have the strategy card problem is solved. It's not that long, and it's easier to usually find 5 people than it is to find 6 to play Twilight Imperium, because you have to have the right kind of people and everybody has to have time to organise a Twilight Imperium match. Coming back to the 2-player variant, so the Hive Wars, that is obviously only for 2 players. It's very fun. I would certainly recommend it. So absolutely, I would say this is a good game for 2 players. I would also say it's a good game for 3, 4, 5 and 6. So in general, I would say for pretty much every player count, this is a good game, but our ideal number for a player count is 5, just due to the time restraints and the strategy cards. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Twilight Imperium. Let us know in the comments below what your favourite faction is in Twilight Imperium. I'm very curious to what you all think. If you want to see another one of my reviews, please click up here, and I look forward to seeing you next time on 2-Player Quest.